He'll step a little bit farther for Osoto. Sometimes he'll step a little bit shallow for Ochi. Okay? So you're gonna have to deal with that first. And now from this position, this is my spot. I go into the entry one of the three ways. And then there's the finishing mechanics. Alright, Murao, Sanshiro, or Sanshiro Murao, depends on if you're in Asia or the United States. You know they tell us in the IJF commentary, like, hey, if they're Asian, and then they have the last name first and the first name, honor that and then say their names, right? So I was required by, you know, the Chinese athlete comes out, you gotta say their last name first and then first name. You know, that's a pretty nice touch, right? JudoTV.com.
That's nice.
It's a nice thing. There's one Caucasian country that does that, though.
Who's that?
I think it was Hungary.
Okay.
Yeah, and then but I can never remember it. And then, you know, sometimes like I'll switch it up with the German guy. And like, oh man.
Yeah, you don't want to look. You don't want to look like you don't know what you're doing.
No.
Yeah.
But Murao just won the World Championships last week in Budapest. I was gonna go, you know, because I'm a commentator for the IJF.
Yeah.
I said no. You know why?
No.
Because my kid, he's a ballet recital on Saturday.
More important.
Isn't that nice?
Family first.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Just
You're a good guy. Amazing guy. Anyway, Murao won this year, and then last year when I was talking to him, he gave me some tips. Okay, so let's look at right versus left. So he says whenever he has any sort of inkling that he's winning in position that he controls the space, he takes this step here. Okay, so he goes, this step is always the same, but it's slightly different because sometimes he'll step a little bit farther for Osoto, sometimes he'll step a little bit shallow for Ochi, right? And then depending on that reaction, he'll either, looks like Osoto, Ochi, cut back, 45 finish, which he just did that in the final. He like entered Ochi against the French, cut back 45, cut back 45, and then just ran them off the mat and then threw them, right? And this is sort of the secret, to get to that inside leg position, right? First step Osoto, sometimes Higashi, sometimes Ochi. I think you did something like this on your YouTube too recently. You know?
Yeah, we went through this.
Yeah, and it's very important, right? There's kind of three main ideas here. Controlling this distance. If you have a frame here, it's tough. They got stiff arm here. I'm not gonna be able to get through here, okay? So you're gonna have to deal with that first. And now from this position, this is my spot. I go into the entry one of the three ways, and then there's the finishing mechanics. Maybe I go Osoto, maybe I cut back Ochi this way. All right, and then I'll definitely clip in some of the footage from the IGF Worlds from Murao. But he personally sort of gave me this tip. You know, it's like, how do you get inside position on that leg every time?
Yeah.
You know, so I've got this thing, right? The World Championships, and these guys are sort of interviewing, like, how do you feel? You just won the world. And it's like, of course you're gonna feel great. So
Right, we know the answer to that question already.
So when they gave me the mic to talk to him, I was like, how do you beat the guy to the inside leg position every single time consistently? You just set that Ochi. And then this was his answer.
That's why Sensei gets paid the big bucks. This is the reason.
Yeah. So, check it out. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
we have all these video products now on HigashiBrand.com as well. New gis are coming. Very exciting stuff. Not this. This is a Kusukura gi. Yeah. Which is you know, which you guys might not like that, but
Not this one either. Don't even look at this one.
But we have some nice gis coming, so check out HigashiBrand.com, video products, etc. Thanks, Sensei.
Thank you.